Hey everyone, we left off last time learning how to shuffle, and I've added a couple of things to the scene. Basically, I just added a couple of images, and then I added a button. So these are just UI additions. You can just go to Game Object, UI, and then add a button, or add a couple of images. So the images are right here, and then I put a text on each one of these. So you'll notice card 1 has an image, and then as a child of card 1, I've created a text. And I just put a sample text to a spades. We're going to change that later. The idea is today we're going to learn how to deal. Now, before you can actually deal the cards out, I mean, you could consider like creating some kind of deal card script. No, we're not going to use that. So I'm going to get rid of that guy. We're going to modify our deck of cards script, our card manager script. And the idea is we need to create a system of keeping track of which player has what card. Currently, we've got this card class that we created, and we could do some, you could imagine we could do something similar to this with a player. So we're going to go ahead and create another serializable class, public class, call it player. And the player is different from the card class in that the player will actually hold a hand. Not like holding your hand, but like they have a set of cards, right? So we're going to create a public card array, and this will be the hand. And then the player will also have, at the very least, a player index. So you could do public int index or public int player index. If your game calls for other variables to track, you can also include those. But this is your basic player class. They've got to have a hand and they've got to have an index. Now there are a couple of ways to go about creating this dealing function. Right now we have a shuffle function, we have this initialization stuff going on over here. We need to add something else in here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on outlining because that just makes things a little bit easier. I'm going to minimize the shuffling and then like the old other version for like other cards. If you do make a trading card game, you'd be using that. Everything we do for this video, by the way, will apply to both trading card games and standard card games. So we need to have a deal function. And our deal function, there are really two ways we can go about doing this. Method 1, we can deal the cards without actually deleting them from the deck. And this would be good for like a betting game or a game where the result is predetermined and we don't have to go back in and shuffle the deck. We don't have to go back in and like draw extra cards from the deck. In that case, you might want to use method 1, which, you know, it's a little bit quicker, but it has its limitations. And then method 2 is where we actually go in and rebuild arrays every time we want to make a change. So we've made this player class, and this is going to be the intro video. I'm going to cut the video right here and create another one. Stay tuned. Come back and watch it. I will show you both methods. They'll probably be separated into two different videos, but hopefully it helps out. See you later.